What is UP everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we are diving deep into the world of relationships, monogamy, polyamory, all that good stuff. But hold up, put away your debate hats and your comment section swords. We're not here for drama, we're here to play. I've put together a massive list of games and activities designed to help you, your partner, your partners, or even just yourself explore what these relationship styles are all about. These are tools for conversation, for getting clarity, for having a laugh, and for connecting on a deeper level. The goal here is understanding, not winning an argument. So if you're expecting a fight, you're in the wrong video. Go watch a political debate or something. Now, when I say games, I want you to think bigger than just pulling a dusty box off the shelf. We're talking about everything from creative twists on classic board games to juicy discussion prompts that really make you think, and even some fun role-play scenarios to test out your communication skills in a low-stakes environment. Think of this video as your ultimate playbook for relationship exploration. Whether you're happily monogamous, navigating a polyamorous constellation, or just curious about what's out there, there's something in here for you. We're going to get insightful, maybe a little silly, and definitely more connected. So grab a snack, maybe grab your partners, and get ready to level up your relationship IQ. We are about to turn potentially tricky conversations into a game night, because honestly, who doesn't love a good game night? It's all about learning, laughing, and loving without anyone flipping the board over in a rage. Unless that board is Monopoly, because let's be real, that game was designed to destroy families. But don't worry, my version is better. Let's get into it. First up, a classic with a twist: Monogamy-opoly. Properties are relationship milestones. The flip side is Poly-poly, where you manage multiple properties and avoid burnout. In relationship chess, each piece represents a relationship aspect. You win by solving problems. Next, Clue, the heartbreak mystery. Who broke a heart, where, and how? Jenga of Trust has a deep question or task on each block you pull. The game of lovers is like life, but with monogamous and polyamorous paths. So, in Uno de Jealousy, whenever you play a wild draw 4, it means you have to talk about jealousy. Yeah, it gets pretty interesting when people start opening up, trust me. Scrabble of Love is actually pretty simple. You can only play words that are related to relationships. It's kind of fun to see what words people come up with, honestly. In Poker Face, you basically bet on how confident you are answering some tough relationship questions. And oh, don't forget to call bluffs. Sometimes it's all about keeping that straight face. So, Twister of Relationships has spots representing those tricky relationship balancing acts. Honestly, that's a mess. Truth or Dare Relationship Edition has questions about boundaries, fantasies, and yeah, even relationship fears. Never Have I Ever, Relationship Fails, lets you share funny or embarrassing love stories. Connect 4 communication lines. So the goal here is to connect 4 good communication habits. In Battleship Hidden Feelings, you try to guess where your partner's feelings are hidden. Risk Relationship Edition is about, well, deploying your time and attention to keep everyone happy. Monopoly Deal. The quickie version involves rapid-fire trades of affection and quality time. Cards Against Humanity. Relationship Hell is for finding humor in headache-inducing relationship situations. In Taboo Relationship Words, you describe concepts like compersion without using key words. So Pictionary, Love and Chaos challenges you to draw complex relationship scenarios. Good luck with that. The Settlers of Catan Polycule Edition is all about trading emotional resources to build connections. Apples to Apples. Relationship Dynamics has you matching actions to specific relationship emotions. Okay, so in charades, famous couples, you act out famous real or fictional couples, or even polycules. In checkers, simple decisions. Each move you make actually represents a small relationship choice. Yahtzee rolling for love is all about, trying to roll for a balanced life. So, in Trouble, the drama game, that pop-o-matic bubble, it actually kind of symbolizes those sudden, unexpected relationship problems that can just pop up out of nowhere. Guess who? My type. Here, you try to guess the exact type of person someone is thinking of. It's a bit like, are they emotionally available? Stuff like that. In Operation Fixing the Relationship, you're supposed to remove those relationship ailments, but you have to do it without triggering the conflict buzzer. It's trickier than it sounds. Hungry hippos. Grabbing attention. Partners frenetically compete for limited quality time. Chaos. Sorry, the apology game. Moves can represent making apologies or saying your farewells. Life, the Polyamory expansion pack adds new event cards to the classic game of life. Now for discussion prompts. The Compersion Challenge. Share a time you felt compersion. The What If Machine. You just pose hypothetical what-if relationship scenarios. Boundary Bingo. Create a bingo card of boundaries and mark them off as you discuss. Red flag, green flag. So here's how it goes. One person describes a scenario, and then the rest of us label it, as either a red flag or a green flag. The hierarchy debate. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of having relationship hierarchies. And honestly, there are some strong opinions on both sides. The one versus the many. It's that classic debate, right? Is there really such a thing as a soulmate? Or can you truly love many people? The love language lottery. So let's talk about how love languages actually work when you have, more than one partner. It's kind of like a lottery where everyone's got their own way of giving and receiving love, and you're figuring out what works best for each connection. The time bank teller. Imagine for a second that time is like money. How do you invest it? Do you, save it all for one person? Or do you spread it out? It's all about figuring out what feels right for you and your relationships. The jealousy jar. Here's a simple idea. Write down the things that trigger your jealousy, then, talk about them together. It's a way to get everything out in the open so you can work through it as a team. Metamor matchmaker. So, here's the thing. Describe your ideal metamor to your partner. It's surprisingly insightful, The communication contract. Together, create a written set of your own communication rules. Role-play time. The first date script. Practice the first talk about relationship structure. The breakup simulator. So, let's talk about how breakups can look pretty different depending on whether you're in a monogamous or polyamorous relationship. In monogamy, it's usually just two people splitting up. One heartbreaking, But in polyamory, it's more like a web of hearts. And when one connection breaks, it can ripple out and affect others too. It's a whole different dynamic, and honestly, it can get kind of complicated. The V word. Alright, let's debate this whole idea of having the right, or maybe the lack of it, to veto a partner's other relationship. Some people think having veto power is necessary for their own comfort or security, but others feel it can be unfair or even controlling. So, where do you draw the line between respecting boundaries and overstepping them? It's definitely a tricky topic. Relationship anagrams. Okay, here's a quick brain teaser. Can you make any new words from monogamy or polyamory? Go ahead, give it a shot. For example, from polyamory, you could get something like, our pal, my... It's just a fun little exercise to get your brain moving. The security versus freedom scale. So try to imagine placing yourself on a spectrum from total security to total freedom. The perfect date auction. Go ahead and describe your perfect date, whether that's for just one person or, for many. the NRE discussion. Let's talk about how to handle the excitement of a new relationship, because honestly, it's a lot sometimes. The why game. So, just keep asking why about a relationship choice, almost like how a toddler would. For example, you might say, I prefer monogamy. Then ask yourself, why? Maybe the answer is, it feels secure. And then, why? Just keep going and see where your answers take you. Write a future self letter. Take a moment to write to your future self about your relationship hopes. What do you want to remind yourself of, or maybe even dream about a few years from now? Okay, so this is the coming out conversation. Imagine you're about to tell your friends or family that you're polyamorous, or honestly, even just monogamous. It's that deep breath, that moment before you say, hey, there's something important I want to share with you. Yeah, it can be nerve-wracking, but, it's all about being true to yourself. Now, let's move on to the first metamor meeting. Oh wow, this one can be super awkward. Picture it. You're meeting your partner's other partner for the very first time. There's that slightly stiff handshake, a little nervous laughter, and everyone's just hoping things will go smoothly. It's all about finding your footing, and honestly, it gets easier with time. Next up, the calendar conflict. So, here's the thing. Everyone wants Friday night, right? You've got to figure out who gets the date and, well, it turns into this delicate negotiation. Maybe some playful bargaining, maybe a bit of compromise. But in the end, it's about making sure everyone feels valued and, heard. And finally, the jealousy dragon. One person becomes the dragon of jealousy, maybe even roaring a bit for dramatic effect, while the rest of the group tries to tame it, with lots of reassurance and open communication. It's a reminder that, hey, jealousy is normal, but together, you can work through it.